Now, could you tell us a little bit more about your research? What else did you discover as you were speaking to these South Africans?
Well, in the research, we eventually identified 12 themes, and these themes were arrived at not just through the in-depth research that we did in field. We went on, and it's quite an innovative methodology in the world of market research, but we conducted workshops. We called them Big Mama's Stokvel workshops, and true to the African way, this was about Big Mama bringing in collective thinking, not only to test, to torture her themes and her insights and to validate them, but also to build on them. And so into these workshops, we invited in a cross-section again of big business, small business, academics, I would say social activists, environmental activists, and even some of the people in pajamas that we had interviewed came into this room and received the raw insights, challenged them, built on them. We had other research agencies that we allied with as well that came into the room and were able to validate whether or not these themes were borne out in the numbers, whether this was just from the 100 people that we had interviewed. And so it was a long process in arriving at the final 12 themes, but all of them are enlightening and all of them point us to how South Africa is shifting, and more importantly, what we value as people, how that is changing, and what we need to respond to, not just politically, but this has implications for business. Brands need a wake-up call. People are equally fed up with being ripped off with prices, the profiteering that's happening in an attempt to resalvage profits in these tough times. People are equally vocal and exercising their choice. At the moment, what Malema introduces is choice in opposition. And the same thing is happening on our shop shelves. Overnight, we're being confronted with more choice, and people are exercising that right to choose. In the past, South Africans tended to be more loyal to brands that they trusted, purely on the communication or the packaging that they were wrapped in. And that's what it's all saying to me about South Africa. You look at Malema, what is he saying about us as a society? And then you look at the implications for business. As a society, we're asking our brands, our politicians, our people, our celebrities to get real, to strip away the jargon, the nonsense, the empty promises, and start delivering. And we're not prepared to accept anything other than that.
And we're certainly seeing that sentiment with everything that's been happening in the country. South Africans just want answers, and we really do want people to be real with us. I know that many of the people that I spoke to during the week outside of Parliament and on the ground just said they're sick of their parliamentarians and even business leaders treating them like children.
Absolutely, yeah. The day of being able to use smoke and mirrors advertising or smoke and mirrors politics is over. And for me, that was the positive side of what happened in Parliament last week, is actually the realization that you cannot lock the cell phone network. You can't prevent the public from engaging in that conversation. And the same thing again is mirrored in the world of brands and advertising, because consumers want to be part of the conversation. They will engage with you and about you on social media, whether you like it or not. So the days of being able to broadcast to people only in a one-way direction are over. And unless you respond to that, you will not be relevant tomorrow.
Absolutely. Now, if somebody is watching this and they're equally fascinated with this research, where can they find out more about it?
Okay, they can go to a blog site that we've used to try and capture some of the conversation as well that's happening around this project. It's www.famousbigmama, M-A-M-A, just one M, /blog. www.famousbigmama.co.za/blog.
And where can we get more information about your research agency?
So if they follow that, there is a link to an info line, and we'll respond to them. We'll send them more information.
Wendy, thank you so much for joining us today.
Pleasure. Thank you.